Definitely, China is a member of the World Trade Organization and also other international organizations. So this is the multilateral relationship that we definitely will continue with in the days to come. And also we have more than 200 countries and territories that we have economic and trade relations. So I'm sure such bilateral and multilateral relations will continue in the days to come. The European Union is China's comprehensive strategic partnership. Since the year 2003, we have such a high-level relationship, and I'm sure such a relationship will continue in many years to come. Well, China is now in the process of rebalancing its economy while trying to shift from export orientation to an economic development model more based on domestic demand or domestic consumption. Of course, import and export trade will continue to be important components of our economy. So will be investment and other aspects of our economic growth model. Yes, Chinese economy has slowed a little bit, and this is both natural because the world economy is not doing that great. External demand has declined over the past few years, so understandably our export growth has slowed down a little bit, and that has affected our economy. At the same time, this is also very natural because we can't expect to grow forever without, taking into account, say, for example, environmental protection and other factors in our economy. So I'm sure that such growth slowdown will not unfavorably affect us in the years to come. Yes, Chinese companies over the years have started to make big investments, for example, here in Europe. And these companies have made investments based on commercial purposes. And I'm sure they will continue with the trend of investments here, either through merger and acquisition activity or greenfield projects. And I'm sure in the years to come, they will continue to make continued investments in Europe. I hope certainly that they will be receiving a lot of favorable attention here in Western Europe. And as for the priority sectors, I think anything to do, say, with the rebalancing of the Chinese economy will be important sectors for us, like high-end manufacturing technology and environmental protection, maybe brands and also talent. In China, we have made a decision to combine investment with management, talent, etc., so that we don't just buy assets, we don't just buy equity stakes. We want to benefit ourselves as well as the communities that they invest here in Europe and, of course, the rest of the world. China's relationship with Spain is very good. This year, you might know, marks the 40th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Spain. And as part of the celebrations, for example, in April in Beijing, we are going to hold the 7th China-Spain Forum. And over the past few years, you can see that our trade has been growing, although last year our trade was not as big as the year before last, but still very big. You can imagine, 40 years ago, our bilateral trade was only $12 million. Now, the year before last, it was something like $27 billion. Last year, I think we could expect something like $23 billion. So you can see the magnitude of bilateral trade, and I'm sure our friendly relations and cooperative relations with Spain will continue, and I'm sure this is in line with the interests of both Spain and China.